Resurrection is not limited to icons, but unlimited to the life of our souls. We have all walked the dark nights when we thought we were in the right, and we have all walked in the light when we thought there was none. Oneness is underestimated because it covers far more than peace, love, happiness, and the trappings of dogmas. Oneness is to understand that all of the dark nights hold the same face and that everyone's pain is equivalent when weighed against their singular life experience. Oneness is releasing every possession which really had been possessing us all along. The old family gripes so easy to blame on another, the religions and icons forced on ancestors at the price of land and freedoms forsaken. The government conspiracies and royalty belied of the dark demagoguery of foolish human pride. The chains and the stains, the shames and the blames, that even if we're true, serve no purpose but to hide us from ourselves and each other. Divinity is always becoming, always on time, leading to the first and last, the end that begins. I am soul.
What's going on? What's happening out there on the front line of the apocalypse? We're all going through it, every one of us, especially those who have been conscious enough to actually engage in conversations, open up our hearts, be transparent, say, hey, I see genies, I see unicorns, I see Arcturians. We're all coming from the same place. And the experience of it that's coming in is so profound that it makes us feel unique. And we are unique. We all have our own soul signature. Everything is coming to the present. There's no more past. There's no more future. And it's wild. Because as all this is happening, we've tapped into the potential to create in this environment. And that's what we're doing. And it feels weird because it doesn't operate by the old rules. It operates from the human heart. It makes no sense. The heart's consciousness is so intelligent that it creates things beyond what we dream for ourselves. So the way I see Todd, the way I see you, the way I see soulogy, the way I see the world, the way I see the solar system, the way I see the universe and the multiverses, is that we all come from a place outside of it all. And that is the one. And these are our playgrounds. And at some certain points in our incarnations, throughout these dimensional experiences, a special time arrives, a time when we can actually take a look back and really feel into everything that we've accomplished and everything that we are. And that's what's upon us now, I believe. So how do you engage that energy? Create. Just create. You know, we can meditate and clear our minds, but we can create. It's a constant meditation. It's the highest element of faith to operate in the spontaneous, intuitive, creative, imaginative, and courageous, the I Am Soul. I know everybody's going through a lot. And I think, no, I feel and I know in my own right that co-creation, collaboration without agenda, with the Trinity energy, no matter what the odds are, no matter how atypical it may be it a Soulogy Fest in Houston, Texas, December 8th, 9th, and 10th, be it whatever gathering of 2 or more people, there's a powerful, powerful thing happening when we come together with this open heart and this point where we agree to create together without any agenda, just from the heart, no matter how corny it seems, but we all know what's happening in the body, and it's not corny. It's real. It's holy and whole. So we all been through a lot. We're all still going through some things. You could say that the Mother Goddess is cleaning house. We're cleaning house. We are the Mother Goddess. We're clearing everything up without judgment for ourselves and for anybody else. So what we're trying to do at Soulogy, be it on the Soulogy Network, be it on at the Soulogy Fest in December, it's just trying to bring people together with no rules, no constrictions, beyond surrender to just saying, hey, let's just see what happens, you know? All right. I don't know what I got lined up here, but I got a few things. Let's see what this is. I'm going to hang out for a while, if you want to hang out. Have you always been this weird? My mother has been a constant. There's been a certain something. I was called a mama's boy. There was just a certain something that I got from her growing up. And as life, as we all know, takes its many, many courses, I can stand here today in embodiment, and I can say that I can only speak for myself, but my mother is Mother Universe. My mother is Mother Goddess. And I'm so happy to be in alignment with her. We didn't speak for 6 years, and on May 30th, we had a belated Mother's Day meal, and we've been hanging out ever since. And she had just moved out of her house and went into independent living. And so we've been hanging out, and we've had a lot of very divine episodes and a lot of telepathic, intuitive connectivity, and we decided telepathically in the flow, let's move you back into your house, don't sell it. And I promised her that I would, make sure, because I will travel a little bit, that I'll make sure that someone's going to be with her every single moment that she's in that house. So she's going to go back to her house, and I'm going to set up a Soulogy Houston office there, and we're going to roll. So I love you so much. I'm a lot like my mother, and I don't mean this about myself, but she's very, very intelligent, and she's very open, and she has supreme perseverance and supreme love. And some people get that, and some people don't, and I'm glad that I do. But I think I always have, so she's a huge part of Soulogy. I wouldn't be the man I am if it wasn't for the interactions and the relationship and the connection that we have. So thank you, and it's all yours.
Well, as they say where I come from, howdy, and I'm happy to be here with y'all. I love my son very much. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of everything that he is doing with Soulogy, and I want to be a help. I want to join with him to help it to grow and meet more very unique people as I have met since we've been here. I'm 84 years old. I've had a very full life, and I'm to the point to where I really want him to know who I am. So we have shared, I talk too much, he listens. So I hope that we're accomplishing this, that he will know who I am and why I am who I am. And I'm to the point in my life where I feel like every day is a holiday and every meal is a feast, even if it's just my cup of yogurt. Anyway, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to meet all you wonderful people. Hope to see you in Houston, and we'll just have a big Mexican fiesta with a piñata.
It's this spiderweb looking white feather, like moon star thing. And it made me think of this spider that has visited me the past 3 days. And she's created a web over my back door. I've shared it with Glennis a couple of the past 2 days, but it was when I got back from Ohio. I did have an interaction with like a Native American spirit. His name was Walking Bear, and he was in a cemetery. It was after I found that like picture that for the 3rd time and talked with that guy. I was walking back to the hotel, and there was this cemetery, and it invited me in to walk, and I walked, and I saw like a gravestone with some rocks on it, and I knew it was special, but I kept walking. And then essentially, like, whoever that gentleman is stopped me, and he like showed up like wind, like, you know, in Pocahontas, like paint with all the colors of the wind started going nuts, and he was like, walk back and do what you need to do, or the words, do what you need to do. And this has to do with what you said. So I go and look at the gravestone, and it's how do you pronounce S-I-O-U-X? Sue? Sue?
Yes, Sue. S-I-O-U-X. Yeah, Sue.
Sue Chief named Walking Bear. And I was told to get a rock. It was not just any rock, like the rock that tells you to pick that up, and then thank him and put it on the gravestone. So I did.
Walking Bear.
And that's come up today again with all of this. Like when I got home, my back door was covered with a spider web the past 3 days. And grandmother spider and the bear are connected. They're part of, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a knowledge that I'm learning about with the medicine wheel and earth astrology and cosmic astrology. It's a mix of a few things. But when you were talking about temporary but pleasant, I've been just having an onslaught of signs. And I looked up Walking Bear, and guys, Walking Bear was an actor. He was an actor. Like literally, this Native American guy fought in the Black Hawk War, and like, wow, like big ass fucking war. And then is a hero, survives. He does have an injury, so he walks. And he walks all over the country and is honored in ceremony by, I guess, being invited to join theater troops. So the spirit that came to me was an actor. And yeah, it's just a lot to integrate from the past couple of weeks, but the messages are always right there. The portals are always right in front of you. And the comforting information, even if this situation seems chaotic or like you're not at your best, it's temporary. And I don't know. That's the main thing I'm getting from all of this, because I have a hard time explaining it, but I know it makes sense in its foundation, which is
reflect right back into my field. And I remember that all of that love is the same love that I put out every day. It's my love, because I am one with all. And what we put into the field, that's the level of consciousness that we reside on. So I have a choice right now. With this experience, I'm showing my kids, right? If my thoughts and my feelings and my expressions show them that my brother being there is traumatizing me, and then I have an accident tomorrow, guess what their template's going to say? We are traumatized. Someone is injured. Injury is not what we think it is. We all go through, and many things I can't explain. I'm not claiming to know everything. I am claiming to know this. If I show up for this different, it's going to change the template. It may not completely reverse everything, but it is going to give someone sight to see something different. So after I reached out on Facebook and I got all the support, and all my soul family was like, you know where you are. You're good. We got you. Monetary offerings. I declined monetary offer. I wasn't looking for sympathy. I was looking for a reflection, because I had a lot of stuff in my field and I couldn't really see clearly. I knew, but I could still see a lot of things that were trying to take that knowing away. And sometimes it just feels good to be able to be supported, and it felt really good to be supported. So what happened after that? I came into my Sacred Heart space, which is where I do my work, right? And I work remotely daily. I know the power. I know the quantum field. I know how this game works. I co-create healing with people every day in my life, every day, every fucking day of my life. This is what I do. I show up every day, okay? And I show up in a different way for many people. And I never have my hand out. I don't want to have a handout. I want to see the reflection come back to me. That is my abundance. That is where the abundance shows me you're good because you are, right? Because you can see you are. Here you are. This is it. So when I connected in, I instantly went to my brother, and he was waiting for me. And our energies met and didn't speak. It's not like I went over and like, hey, bro, what's going on? I went in and I pulled in his experience into my body. And I didn't realize, like you said earlier, sometimes we say things and we don't realize what we're saying until later, right? After I pulled, before all of this, I had mentioned to a friend that I felt like my brother was passing away. And then he died for 5 minutes. Very shortly after I said that, I felt that he was passing away. They brought him back and they hooked him up to the machines, right? So he's with us. And then when I went in to connect into his field, I pulled that experience into my field. So instead of Jason being with a collapsed lung, I overlapped his energetic signature on top of mine. So I overlaid his energetic field on the top of mine, okay? And then I put his lungs inside of mine. Wow. And started breathing. And when I started breathing, I heard the song, It's More Than a Feeling. And this is I don't know, who sings it? More
Elvin
than a feeling.
That's older than you, Elvin Bishop.
It is, yeah. Okay, so it came into my field, and it was just more than a feeling, and it was like coming into my field really strong, and I could feel it inside of my body. It felt like it was swelling up, or something odd. It felt like I filled up a gap between.
What is the fucking deal? Man.
In a good mood for this.
There's
Time is love.
Somebody said, beautiful, sweet lady.
Oh,
What? I feel like I'm dying again.
welcome to the party.
There's the discordant.
I said before,
There's the soundtrack to your death.
what is involved is a dialogue, an interchange between two people. One who's defined himself as a student and has therefore defined the other as the teacher. I said before, what is involved is a dialogue, an interchange between two people. One who's defined himself as a student and has therefore defined the other as the teacher. I said before, what is involved is a dialogue, an interchange between two people. One who's defined himself as a student and has therefore defined the other as the teacher. I said before, what is involved is a dialogue.
Time and space are seasons blending. There's a reason to the rhyme of life. A shifting gears to a higher ground. Angst, a death and doubt are dying hard. And shadows are revealing lost identities. A patience easing dreams of destiny. They're still worth keeping, can't you see? Everybody is a falling star rising again.
Rising again.
Have you seen the two suns colliding?
Rising again.
Reflections of you and me in a Pisces moon. Intersections are synchronicities. Lovers universally recede to redeem. Faith is trust in soul's healing's capacity. It's always been about you and me. In a crowded space, we still can shine. I love us for what we breathe and be. Trying to explain life's a faux pas reality. Nothing's everything's a golden child. It's strange and wild and inviting. I know you can't see these things.
One.
But can you feel me
because
feeling you?
each person is not thinking or seeing something. the same way.
When I hear you sing, you heal me.
Low, low, we are. Oh, low, low, we are. Do 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 da da. Da 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 da. Ooh, oh, we are. Ooh, we are. Oh, la 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 la. We are la 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 la. I la 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 la. I la la. I la la la. I la. I la la la. I la. I la 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 la. No 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 lie. Away. Away.
So you may have heard it before, but I think it's always nice to hear stories, bedtime stories, and more than once. You'll see, it's got the same sort of gist. When I lived in tall grasses and was raised there, I mastered swimming. When you are small, there's no time to rest on your laurels, and so my mother, right before my eyes, lifted herself up like a holy thing, skyward, and I, mesmerized as any first daughter, clumsy, tried my level best to copy her, and fell, until I didn't anymore. And I heard my mother through our eyes and hum and in pictures of form Instruct me in the ways our kind move. This is a song about dragonflies. This is a song about my mother. This is a song about inheritance and how what matters continues. So if you're like me, you feel everything all the time. When loved ones are going through turmoil, or even if they're not, if you walk by somebody going through turmoil, it goes into you. And it sometimes turns into nightmares. Sometimes the nightmares you take with you. You turn into ruminations. We all go through these darknesses. This is a poem called Fact. Fact. It is a dark and stormy night. Suddenly, a light appears. We move toward it, and this is always forward, and we are always afraid at first. I'll read it again because it's really little. Also, there's a tiny bug crawling across my phone. Fact. It is a dark and stormy night. Suddenly a light appears. We move toward it, and this is always forward, and we are always afraid first. See what time it is. Okay, I'm going to sing to you now a song I wrote 2 years ago for a show. Didn't make it in the show. It might be in enough. I write a lot about soldiers. I write a lot about war. I write about veterans. I've written a musical about veterans, military veterans. And if anything, you can read it at any level. There's the plot line. It's about vets and there's the metaphorical line. There's the spiritual line. There's an infinite number of levels. We can read anything at all different resonances. So the lyrics to this song concern a deploying soldier, concern masculine and feminine, concern our head and our heart, concern war and peace, concern fear and love, concern boots on the ground, literally, figuratively, always. The scene opens with a grandmother and granddaughter folding white t-shirts at a kitchen table and putting them into an army issue camouflage duffel. Granddaughter asks the grandmother, realizing that she had brothers who once deployed to war. What did you do when your mother's deployed? The song is called When My Brother Deployed. Oh, and let me just say this, because if there are any military veterans watching or any families of veterans, laughing because there are a bunch of Harleys going by right now. I don't know if anyone's picking it up. I am a sister, daughter, cousin, granddaughter of military veterans, combat veterans, Army, Navy, Marines, I think I have Air Force now too. Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force. I don't have Coast Guard. So I know to a lot of veterans, you know, it's important to know if the person writing about your experience has any knowledge of it, has any knowledge to it. I do. I am not a veteran, but I am relatively senior. But this song is for everybody. When my brother deployed, I might cry, you guys. I'm just saying. It's a miracle I haven't started crying yet. All right. Maybe I'll tuck in. So this is the grandmother singing. When my brother deployed, I was proud and afraid. When my brother deployed, I wept, I waited, I stayed. When your brother deploys, you'll be proud and afraid. When your brother deploys, you will tend to the groundwork we've laid. We spoke at length before he left. We spoke in symbols. When things are grand, it's hard to stand. Hold up the hymnals. Once my brother deployed, there was work to be done. Those of us on the ground must remember the sun. When our soldiers deploy, we must stoke, we must weave, for there must be a place to return to if war lets them leave. We spoke at length before he left. We spoke in symbols. When things are grand, it's hard to stand. Hold up the hymnals. When our brothers deploy, what we know is this may be the last. But that love that you feel is a gift. Hold it close. Is a gift. Hold it close. Is a gift. Hold it close. Hold it fast. And speak at length before he's left, and speak in symbols. When things are grand, it's hard to stand. Hold up the hymnals. Hold high the hymnals. We are the hymnals. Hold high. Hold high. Hold high. Hold high. think as the show goes on, we'll get more and more comfortable singing. It's a miracle that I'm singing live. People may be watching. Even though I've been around singers, my grandmother and all her sisters were singers during the she's song. Even though some of my best friends are crazy singers, even though my mother was a beautiful sisters, beautiful. I grew up singing in church, and I've sung on stage, and I write songs, and I hear music, and I sing in my house all the time. Singing in front of people terrifies me. But in my dreams, I see tea. Even singing to my nieces who I love terrifies me. Sometimes the thing about terror is like the thing we call anxiety. In the human body, it feels just like expansion.
Todd Medina, Soldier One Studios. What's going on here? Democracies, aristocracies, oligarchies, monarchies, hierarchies, presidents and popes. What's the real dope? What's this all about? Faith, hope, doubt? That's all that earth stuff, man. I am a multi-dimensional, high-vibrational, evolutionary being, and I'm tired of hiding it. I am soul. I don't care who or what tried or is trying to deceive us. Call it the devil or another's Messiah, prophet, or God. It's all the same to me. Whoever they are, they can never take our souls, and that's when we came here to learn. From the burn of being wrong, denying who we are, taking orders, lawless laws, a branded existence, but not anymore. I am divinity. Yeah. Alright. The power we hold to mold the future, heavenly nirvana. From the inside present, eternal. It's time to be a bolder flame. The game isn't the same. We are the spirit science synthesis, the action of conscious thought, alignment, transmuting to a living wisdom. Yeah. No longer dreaming the life, I am living the dream.
Okay, no green screen. All right, everybody. We're just going to keep coming on when we can and keep putting the stuff out, keep getting the word out. That it's okay to be going through all this stuff. It's more than okay. We're stepping into our power. So with that, Ty and I are going to make some music for the next hour, hour and a half. I don't know. Yeah. So just keep doing what you're doing. Collaborate, co-create, investigate. Non-judgment and 100% compassion is the order of the day. Peace out. See you in a few minutes if you're interested.